am I dealing with a psychopath?
Someone like that turns into a narcissist.
You lost somebody in your life and just don't know what to do with
Yeah,
yourself.
I need my own space. I missed you so much this weekend. Where have you been?
Ever since Ramadan ended, I've been trying to fix my sleep. My schedule is all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, I was basically a night owl the last 10 days of Ramadan. If you guys don't know what Ramadan is, it's a whole month of fasting from dawn to sunset. Last 10 days are so critical, so we stay up all night praying and really getting in touch with our spirituality, emotionally, physically, mentally. And it ended last Sunday, and just since then, I've been trying to adjust my sleep. And I'm not sleeping well at night, trying to catch up on work and like life again. So I miss you too, though.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, that must be so hard to be able to, isn't it? Don't you like, don't eat during the day and then you have to wake up in the middle of the night? Because I know my friend Steph, they do it. They wake up at like 5 a.m. to eat, and then all day they don't have water and anything.
Nothing.
Like,
People get confused. It's not only no food, but no water, no liquids, but you're also abstaining from otherworldly things. You need to practice being patient, and you just gotta really be in peace with yourself, mentally, spiritually, faithfully. You gotta be a better person, and you're actively thinking about it the entire month, because that would break your fast. Like, for example, if I get upset and I throw like the F-bomb, that's gonna break my fast, even if I'm not eating or drinking. So you're supposed to like truly just hold yourself accountable for 30 days. And beyond that,
so
obviously.
that's like
it's like a
kind of
detox.
Yeah, it's like a I was about to say that. It was like a detox of like mental stress and stress around you to kind of learn how to cope with things that are thrown at you each and every day.
Yeah.
And that's great to kind of do that.
Yeah, it was a good reminder to just get back in touch and ground yourself with God again. Honestly, it's probably one of my favorite times during the year, even though it could be hard the first few days and just like getting. And because I live here in a community where not everybody's fasting around you, so it could be difficult because like I want to be able to share this fasting experience with a lot of people, you know, like my friends and work, but everyone's like on their own time and I'm on a different time and staying up all night. So that was just like the hardest part, was just like figuring out like the sleep schedule.
And it's mentally hard. I mean, that same goes for like Lent, you know, because it's about around the same time.
They've been overlapping.
They've been overlapping. Lent is still going on. Like, you have to give up certain things. And like for me, example, I gave up alcohol and I gave up candy, but it's hard to mentally focus on like, hey, I gave up candy. Like sometimes during the week, I won't even eat candy because I don't think about it. But now that it's in my head, like I gave it up, you want it even more. And it just teaches you patience. It teaches you how to have self-control and how to really like be in control of the things around you.
Self-discipline.
Yeah.
It just teaches you discipline. This is why I love this time of the year, because it's a great reset.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just like really rely on putting your worries with God and just releasing and letting go and just like focusing on the present moment and understanding that not everything has to be so worrisome.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I agree. And I think even though you practice Ramadan, I practice Lent, I think even outside of these practices, we should continue to bring that along with us, that mindset like of being patient.
Even though we practice different, there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
I just remembered the first week of Ramadan, I got a call or a text from a really good friend of mine who she lives in North Carolina now, and she texted me, I need your help. Usually I'm the one reaching out to her because she's older. I look up to her. She was like a mentor to me, like in my start of my career. And then we keep in touch, like every few months we'll catch up. So when she texted me that she needed help, I immediately like dropped everything and I called her. I'm like, what is going on? What's happening? She says to me, I have been feeling lost and isolated recently, and I've been missing something. I'm like, okay. She's like, I started to go back to church again. Mind you, she grew up Catholic. She just wasn't very religious. And even when she was living here and she saw me go through Ramadan and like the fast and how it helped me, she was always against being grounded spiritually. But sometimes like God will put you through certain situations in life that will force you to want to go back and seek that higher power. So like for her to call me, again, different faith, but she wanted guidance from me.
Yeah.
And how to encourage her to start practicing going back to church again. And then she was getting into doing Lent, giving up alcohol, being just a better, wholesome person. God will remind you that he's there and through hardships. And it was very humbling for me, for her to call me, I'm again like 20 years younger than her,
Yeah.
different faith, to ask for my guidance. And I felt like, okay, I got to step up my game now. I was flattered for someone to just come reach out to me for guidance on their faith. We have similar values, and we're all seeking guidance from a higher power, God. And I think it just goes to show that there doesn't need to be so much division in this world.
No, it doesn't. No.
All you need is love and peace. And unfortunately, people have been fighting over power, and they use religion as leverage.
I agree. Yeah.
But that situation there just like really humbled me.
I love that. Let's talk about the freaking event that took space a
couple days ago.
couple days ago at the gym.
Yeah. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around what happened. It's not something that I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Yeah.
To get verbally harassed at a private gym. And basically, that person was trying to throw me out of the gym. Not physically, just like verbally come at me so aggressively.
What did this person tell you?
So basically, I was in a very vulnerable position. I was in a tabletop position, if you're familiar with like yoga poses.
Yes.
So my head was down on the mat, and I was just doing my last few stretches before I head out. And this person walks into the gym, sets up like a few feet behind me, her workout station, and whatever, she's doing her thing. And again, I'm just not acknowledging anything around me. I had my music blasting in my earbuds, and I just wanted to work out and leave. Next thing you know, as my head was down on the mat, there's like a shadow of someone like right here. So I turned to the left, and I was like, what is going on? So I didn't hear what you was saying. So I honestly,
you had your headphones
my
in,
headphones
right?
on, and I honestly thought she wanted one of my weights.
Okay,
So I like took it off. I was like, yeah, or like I said, excuse me or something. And she's like, you need to leave. I'm like, excuse me? You need to leave the gym. You're not a member.
I didn't realize that you had to be a member to the gym.
to a private
gym.
I
guess I live in the building and I'm not a member, right?
I don't know and I understand
what does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
Yeah.
So I said, member? She's like, you need to leave right now. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. Mind you guys, a little backstory of this person. This person is a toxic narcissist who's been meddling with my reputation
for like a year now. She's literally not liked you for a while now.
Yeah, for a really long time, and I don't know why.
I honestly have no idea. I mean, how are you so not likable? Like, I don't understand how anyone could not like you.
I think,
you know what I mean. Like, it just, to me, when someone does that stuff, to me it just shows more of like their insecurities and like the things that they're internally going with.
Yeah.
Like, if you have to put other people down and belittle other people, that means you need to heal yourself and work on your inner self, because no kind or no normal human does that unless you seriously have issues.
Yeah, I was so in shock. I was trying to process like what is going on right now, and I'm still on the mat. So I get up and I'm like, is this really happening? Like, our camera's about to pop up from like the corner?
Yeah.
A joke. So and listen, I've done a lot of healing in Ramadan. I swear to God, the first thing I responded back to her when she was just like barking at me, I looked back because she like got up and I like put my hand out and I said, I pray that you heal from whatever trauma that you are going through right now. Because you're obviously projecting your insecurities, your trauma, whatever you're going through onto me, and that's not fair. But I pray for you. I'm praying for you. And then for some reason, that just made her more upset.
Because
it's almost like you're speaking to the devil and like you try to pray for them and they just react. And they're like, and she just starts barking at me. And then I like stood up and I'm like, what did I do? I was genuinely asking. I wanted to know, did I do something wrong? I genuinely wanted to know what I did to trigger all that. I was just sitting there in my
Very
own little
mature of
corner.
you. Yeah.
I mean, again, it takes a lot for me. It takes a lot for me to hold my patience like that and hold my anger. It's like almost like God poured ice cold water on me during that situation.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone would have handled it the way I did. The way she was barking at me, she was belittling my appearance. She talked about my weight, how I looked too skinny for her liking. I had gray strands. Guys, I've never shied away from my gray strands. You've seen them on social media, but I don't know if she's been sitting there just like zooming on my photos, like kind of weird if someone says something like that to you.
Yeah.
She belittled my family, whatever, my relationship, my friendships, and it was a lot. And I just stood there, just taking it all in, didn't say anything back. And I remember hearing myself saying, what did I do to hurt you that you're putting me down right now? Why are you belittling me? And then I like walked away for a second. She's still barking. And then she's like, I'm gonna call security. I'm like, call who you want. She's like, I'm gonna call the police. Go ahead, call the police. Immediately, I wanted to protect myself. I had it filmed. I grabbed my phone.
I saw that video. We should post it.
It's been escalated, and the video has been shown to the building's management and executives. I obviously will not tolerate that type of behavior ever.
No, you should
Absolutely
not.
So like, obviously, I was gonna protect myself and film it, and then like,
always document everything.
Everything has to be documented. And mind you, like there was cameras right above her, so she was just like digging herself a bigger hole.
Yeah.
But I genuinely wanted to know what upset her. I was just like so confused. I'm like, what did I do that you have so much hate built against me? It was like an evil vindictive. Like she was out to get me. This person knows who I am. Guys, just a backstory. This person has been in my personal space. I've invited her to events. The last Valentine's Day party I invited, like she was there, part of the gals. I wanted everybody to feel welcomed. Like when I threw that party, I'm letting you into my boundaries and you're disrespecting me and you're showing me lack of respect. And I was really backstabbed a year ago by this person. And I was not the type of person, I don't go after people to like shun them. I don't have the energy for that. Nobody should deal with that type of stuff.
No, they shouldn't. Like she doesn't have to like you.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to hang out with you. She doesn't have to even talk to you, but she should respect you.
That's all I demand is respect.
Yeah, just respect.
From anyone that's around me. You don't need to like me. That's okay. You're not meant to like everybody, but you're meant to have respect. Be cordial, be an adult. This is the difference between being a 13-year-old girl in school and being an adult, is having respect. So for me to be subjected to that type of disrespect that I went through and harassment last year, I just knew where to set my boundaries again.
Yeah.
And I walked away, and she didn't like that. And then it was always like, every time there was some sort of like a mutual event where she'd be there and I'd be there, there was always some type of verbal aggression about me after the fact. For no reason. And it's like, it's almost kind of a compliment, you know, going into a place that I can intimidate somebody that much.
I mean, of course,
But again, you guys, confidence is quiet and insecurity
is very loud.
Is very loud. When you walk into a room and you're confident and you have your shoulders rolled back and you know who you are and you know what you stand for, you don't have to say a word and your presence will be heard.
I agree.
But when you're insecure, you're very negative, you put people down, you're belittling them, you're highlighting their insecurities by using it against them in like conversations, conflict, whatever. It just shows how small you are in comparison to everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, for someone to treat you in that way just honestly shows their character, and it shows how insecure they are in life. And all you got to do, like you did, is wish them healing and love and peace. And I mean, there's really nothing else you can do. Like, you are not going to lower yourself on her level where you're going to, where is that going to go?
It was provoked.
You know, it is provoked. Yeah. And the reason why she reacted the way she did, because you were kind, you were mature, you said, hey, I pray for you. Like, you're trying to talk it like an adult. Like, what is it that I did for you? and she can't handle, she's not on the same maturity level as you. So that's why she unfortunately can't handle that conversation, or is not capable of, where then she tries to belittle you and tries to manipulate and tries to act like she's this little tough thing. You're just like showing like that you're just not a good person to treat people like that. Like good people don't treat people like that.
Absolutely
you
not.
know?
And I gave her the benefit of the doubt so many times. And when people approached me many times throughout the last year that, she's been spreading this about you, saying this about you, and I've seen like evidence, and I'm like, I never approached, generally never sought validation from her. I didn't need that in my life. I just needed that out of my life. Just cut it out.
Cut it.
Cut it out.
I can't stand when other women belittle other women, because we should all be rooting for each other and lifting each other up mentally, spiritually, whatever it is, physically, if we need to. What we're going to talk about today is also red flags in women, just like how we did talk about red flags in men.
She's a walking red flag. Again, I'm not trying to be rude. By the way, she grabbed her phone and called the cops. And then manipulated the situation, and then started telling the person on the other line, I don't know who it was, that I was the one that harassed her and I won't leave her alone. I stood there. Everything is caught on camera, thank God. And I just stood there, and I'm just like, am I dealing with a psychopath?
No, she's a red flag.
If you don't hold yourself accountable, nobody will, other than God, of course.
I agree.
But if you're not mature enough, you don't have the emotional intelligence to understand that you've actually hurt someone's feelings, you've said horrible things, how are you going to grow? How are you going to get anywhere in life without that self-accountability? Everybody goes through the highs and lows, but you're really getting tested on how you treat people when you're at your ultimate low in life. If you're low in life and then you start projecting that negativity onto other people, that's God testing your life. He wants to see you uplift others even when you're down.
You just have to change that mindset, because when you're down and negative and have this like energy that's just draining, you're not only going to drain yourself, you're just going to attract negative things throughout the whole day. Have you ever woken up in the morning and you just told yourself, oh my God, I'm gonna have a great day today. It's gonna be amazing. We have a positive attitude. And then your whole day shines. It's amazing. But then when you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my God, I'm tired. I'm this, I'm that. And then little things continue to pop up in your life that whole day, that it's just draining.
It's a domino effect.
It's just, it's crazy how that works.
And this is why I thrive and I advocate for a morning routine for everyone. Wake up, move your body, do some meditation, pray, drink lots of water, go spend some time outside, even if it's for 5 minutes. That's gonna train your brain and train your mind to be in a better place first thing in the morning. Set yourself up for success. But if you're so negative and you're down and you're surrounded with negative people, it's gonna get to you too.
Oh, for sure.
So you gotta protect your boundaries.
You have to, You have to just get away from that.
There was a study that was conducted, I think in 2006. I think it was called the bad apple effect. And they took two groups of people and they assigned them projects. And one group had just a bunch of positive, uplifting people. And then on the second group, everybody was positive except for one person. They put a negative person in that group. And they saw that after a couple of weeks, the group with the negative person had more conflicts, more disagreements, the projects were not completed, and then everybody's energy in that group was so depleted. And it just goes to show that energy transfers.
You walk into a room full of people and you can read people without them even saying anything, just by their energy. Tell me some more red flags of women.
And we talk about narcissism in men, but nobody really talks about narcissism in women. It's so easy for a woman to get away with it. Right? Because women are meant to be the center of attention, correct? But sometimes it can get a little too much. It's not all about you, sweetie. Like, you can't make everything about his life about you. He needs to have his own life too. He needs to have his own friends too. He needs to have his own hobbies. I've seen women lose their mind when their men have their own life. And this is why a woman needs to have her own life too. Have your own friends, have your own hobbies, have your own whatever thing that you want to work on.
Everyone should have space. A woman should have space, a man should have space. You should be able to go do your own thing. I should be able to go do my own thing without you trying to make me feel bad about it. I'm a very free spirited person. So I like to do my own things. I like my own space. I like to, go out with my friends. I don't want to be stuck somewhere with someone 24/7.
It's gonna drive you insane.
You go do your thing, I'll do my thing, and then we come together and do our thing together. You shouldn't have to be together 24/7. No, I never understood that either. I would die. I need my own space. That's just, maybe it's an Aquarius thing because
it's not, because I'm a Capricorn. Capricorns
weird.
love to be alone too. We're lone leaders. But even with my past relationships, it's so healthy because I've been codependent on my significant other.
Yeah.
Right? In the past.
Yeah.
And as soon as that breaks off, you go through, it's so devastating. It's like you lost somebody in your life and you just don't know what to do with yourself because you've gotten so used to doing everything with that person and everything is about that person. It's you need to have your own life because if God forbid it doesn't work out, you still have a life to look forward to.
And that's another thing that girls do. I've seen a few girls around me where they depend on the guy. They depend on him to pay the bills. They depend on him to buy the house. They depend on him. They're not very independent. So when things do go wrong or to the left, these girls are now stuck trying to figure out, how am I going to start my life? I depended on him to pay my bills, to buy my stuff. So now that we broke up, now I have to restart.
Yeah.
And I feel like it shouldn't be like that. Every woman should have their own job and provide for yourself. Be independent. For me, example, I'm independent. I have my own things. I travel. I do whatever I want. I spoil myself. I don't need a man, but I do want someone to add to my happiness.
Yeah.
So if I was with someone and we did break up, I have my own space. It's not like I'm
somebody
affected.
Somebody has to be adding value to your life.
Yeah.
And not materialistically. Obviously, I think me and you, we've gotten to a point of our life where we're very independent.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like you said, we travel, we spoil ourselves. We don't necessarily need that from a man.
Yes.
We want a home.
Yes.
We want to feel like we're at home with our man.
Boom, you nailed it.
Yeah, we're looking for a home. Somebody that's gonna give us a safe place to be who we are, to express who we want to be. Of course, share those experiences like traveling and dining out.
You're looking for a protector.
A protector.
Someone that's going to protect you mentally, spiritually, physically,
Yeah.
3 important things.
I love that. So, ladies, if you're listening or watching, stop seeking a relationship that's just going to provide you materialistically. People joke I'd rather be crying in a Bentley than a Corolla. I get all that. But work on yourself, make your own money, buy your own shit.
Yeah.
And of course, a man's gonna come and provide you those things. It's gonna be a given with the right man.
I agree.
The right man is not gonna make you want to ask for these things. He's gonna be a provider, a protector. He's gonna make you feel like you're safe all the time. You're gonna have a sense of security. You're gonna feel so confident in the relationship. You're gonna know when it's right. And it takes two to tango.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
It takes two to tango.
100%.
You can't put all that stress on him. Again, it's very attractive for a woman to be confident and to be making her own money and to set yourself up for that type of standard.
It's very attractive.
I'm not sitting here waiting for some guy to come buy me
I love that.
A ticket to go somewhere. I can do that myself. And that actually drives a man even more. He's like, man, this girl, she can do whatever she wants for herself. What do I have to do? What do I bring to the table?
What else that attracts?
What?
Men that cannot handle a independent woman. I think a lot of the men that I've talked to that are getting intimidated by a strong, independent woman. And that is a problem these days as well. And I'm sure other strong, independent women will agree with that because they just can't handle, men are used to women to depend on them. And when a woman doesn't depend on them, when a woman doesn't need them, at all for anything, that's when they get like, oh my God, like I can't handle her.
Well, here's the thing. The definition of a man is a person that can walk into your life at any point in your life and still have a presence that he's going to be the provider and the protector without you even saying a word. Doesn't matter where you are in life. You might, maybe he's not even financially in the same level as you. And that's okay. And that's okay. A true man will give you that sense of security without all that noise.
Yes.
And I know, yes, it is true. A lot of men do get intimidated, but you know what? That's because it's a reflection of their own insecurity. I've been in the past in a relationship with somebody who's insecure about their situation because I was ahead career-wise, financially, and it does cause imbalance. But it's not something that I looked at. But then again, it hurts their ego. And if it's an egotistical man, he's not going to handle your success, your beauty, your this and that. Like he's not confident. You don't need you don't want
and then someone like that turns into a narcissist because I've dealt with it. They can't compete with you when it comes to independence and, you know, whatever you're succeeding in and your situation is. And then they turn into trying to gaslight you, manipulate you, trying to pull you down. They're trying to break that power, but you cannot allow him.
There's nothing more attractive than when he's pushing you to be successful and he's your biggest cheerleader. And he wants you to hit your goals and your milestones in life. That to me is so sexy.
Me
like
too.
When he doesn't feel intimidated by you and he just wants you to do all those things that you want to do in your life, and he wants you to have passion, and he wants you to have hobbies, and he wants you to spend time with your friends and travel.
And go travel and go do things.
Relationships are far from perfect, and there's hardships, there's fun times. It's a 24/7
it's like a job.
Effort. It's a job. It really is a job. But again, a relationship could be very beautiful if it's right and if you're with the right person. I think this episode is going to turn into a 10-part series.
I know, if we continue. I love that.
There's just so much to cover.
Yeah.
Honestly, the more I think about it, the more experiences that we have. And I really want our audience and our listeners and people who are watching to share their stories. I want to read them. I want to share them on here if you guys are okay with it. Tell us about situations that you've been through. What are your red flags, your green flags, your yellow flags? I want to read your experiences and see how we resonate with you and how we can relate.
Be open with us. I mean, we're open. You know, I'm open about my experiences.
We're laying it all out. Hopefully our DM starts blowing up. We did hit almost 800 followers just in the last week.
I know.
So it's so incredible. We're so thankful and grateful for you guys that are keeping up with us. And
thank you everyone for supporting us and lifting us up and telling us that you're excited about this.
Thank you. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. All right, y'all. That's a wrap on this episode of Unfiltered Brew.
If you laughed, related, or rolled your eyes at least once, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button.
And leave a review. It helps more than you know. Oh, and follow us on Instagram at unfilteredbrew.pod for all the behind the scenes and extra sips.
Catch us every Wednesday for new episodes. Same time, same brew.
Stay unfiltered, friends.